Hi, everyone. My name is Ian Camacho. I'm the product designer for the package stage here at GitLab. Today, for the UX showcase, I wanted to talk through some of the activities that I have been doing in order to better enable some growth we're going to be experiencing on the package team. As a quick refresher, I wanted to remind everyone where the package stage is. We are the team that handles the package registry and the container registry and a few other categories that really focus on taking dependencies, whether they're packages or image tags, storing them in a registry, and then distributing them properly when requested. I mentioned earlier, I want to focus on talking about the activities we're doing is to help enable growing the team. First, I want to give some context on why we're growing the team in the first place. And really, it boils down to we have a lot to do. First thing that seems pretty straightforward is we want to build some of the known feature gaps that we have. This is really well defined, well researched. We have lots of data and confidence in certain areas that we just know we need to build in order to help certain organizations move over to the package registry at GitLab. We also want to keep on reducing storage costs. This is something that benefits both our users and our customers, but also GitLab itself. And we want to be able to keep refining that process so that we're really storing only what is needed. We want to do an even better job enabling our community contributions, making sure our MR review times are snappy, feedback is really good, and make sure our community wants to actively contribute with us. And lastly, we're still thinking about ensuring performance and stability with the increased adoption we've been seeing. A couple of weeks ago, we had a really big event. We had 1 week where 1 million packages were pulled. And that was a big mile marker. But it also means that the things that we've been building over the last couple of years are now starting to feel the pressure. All of those things combined, we're kind of feeling it. It's hard for us to really focus on the things we're most excited about while also balancing technical needs, and it's becoming a real struggle to move forward and actively engage with what our customers are looking for, what our users want, what our community keeps talking about. The good news is that all signs point to the idea that the team is growing. We know some engineers will hopefully be coming onto the team soon. There's even a conversation of continuing to grow after that. So this is really, really exciting because now we're going to be able to work on all of those powerfully validated solutions and actually build them into our product, give them to our users, get them excited about what we can do. What does all of this growth have to do with design? I hear you silently ask. As the owner of the vision of the package stage, the best way I think for me to be able to enable my team to grow and ensure smooth onboarding for everyone is to make sure that that vision is crystal clear. One of the things that we uniquely have on the package stage that has been really powerful for us is that we have a lot of context with engineers. They're able to use empathy-driven development because they understand the broader context. The issue that I've been trying to address is that all of that context is really good and powerful stuff. But when you're just onboarding to a team, it can be overwhelming. And we could actually create a problem where we're being opaque through openness, where we're simply providing so much data that no one can actually really sift through it. That's where I came in and tried to make sure that it was a lot easier. Here are some of the ways that I tried to do that. First, we looked at the package direction page, which tends to be our handbook page that we go to first when talking to customers, when doing technical conversations to really see where we're going. One of the changes we made is moving the quad planning unit up to the top. So for each category, you now see that there's a table that represents something from all 4 of those quad planning pieces. So you can see a quick link to the epic that contains all of the issues to get the package registry lovable. The next cell over, you see that there's a design vision. You can click on that and get an interactive prototype of what it might possibly look like with all of these things built into our product. From the quality perspective, we brought up the risk map. This is what we're concerned about. These are the things we're doing to test to make sure we're not going to have issues. This is how we're going to handle these kind of different things. We wanted to bring that up right at the get-go to make sure that could be consumed as well. And finally, for the quad planning, we wanted to represent engineering with adding the workflow board, because that really does show the current state of what is being built for the package registry right now. We wanted to surface this in the handbook on our direction page so that when we're talking to all of those different people, the artifacts that really matter for all 4 of those are available. We have been able to leverage during customer calls or during user interviews when kind of talking through some things, some of the prototypes and designs we've made. And so here what we're doing is really refining that into something that's a lot more actionable. Speaking of that clickable prototype, this is an example I wanted to share with everyone, where you kind of get the opportunity to slowly walk through the different pieces and you can see where we've added things, and we're trying to make it kind of an engaging experience so that they could see where we're trying to go. Quick caveat on that is we put in a lot of effort. I put in a lot of effort to add signals all the way along that this vision is not a design. It is not actionable. Nobody should be building off of this. This is a nice little fantasy communication piece that we can use to talk about where we're going and make it kind of easy to see what we're trying to do. Thinking of collaboration, as well as some of the big changes we have going on at Package and accelerating some of those feature sets, I went through the effort of creating these single source of truth Figma files for the package categories. I made 3 of them so far: the package registry, the container registry, and the dependency proxy. 50% so that I could enable anybody else who wants to contribute to the package pages or UI, or who wants to be able to integrate with them smoothly, has these kind of reference sheets that are easily available. The other 50% was a little more on the selfish side, where I now have this file that I have to update with the latest package UI or container UI. That means I also always have a reference that I can just copy and make those quick changes that can sometimes be time consuming because I already have a working file. Most of it's already there. And it's really enabled me to work faster. I got to give a lot of credit to Andy. He's the first one to share that idea with me, and it has been really fruitful. So thank you for that. Another big change, we partnered with product management, and we tried to refine and simplify our jobs to be done to ensure that they are relevant and easily consumable. Quite a while ago, when we first went through our jobs to be done process, we tried to capture every job that could possibly be relevant and every task that needed to be done involving in this to make sure that we really understood what users needed. As time went on, what we came to discover is a lot of those really specific job tasks or jobs to be done weren't actionable for us or could be represented in another one. And again, it just created a lot of noise. So we went through and reduced it down to really the jobs to be done that mattered, and kind of expanded them a little bit to allow some of those smaller things to be included. This made it a lot easier to digest the page by itself, as well as just comprehend and grok what our jobs to be done are. If you'll notice, we dropped 347 lines. This was a really proud moment for us. I'm really excited to be able to share it with you all too. We also added, and by we I mean I, a letter from the editor to the package UX Vision handbook page so that I could do a better job showing what it's like to be the stable counterpart for the stage. And so I have this message that is now at the top of the vision that says something along the lines of, here's what I'm actively working on right now on a high level, and here is where I want to be going. Here's where I'm thinking of in the future. And then it actually has a call to action for people who may be interested in those topics to reach out to me. This is the letter from the editor idea, is parodied from Tim and the product management side of things. The page for package has a letter from the editor from the product manager that talks through why we push some things out in order to have a more positive X and stuff like that. He has this chance to just kind of talk directly to the community, and it's worked out really well. I'm hoping to see some engagement on that side. So it's a little bit of an experiment, but it also, thinking about people who are coming onto the team, get this fresh look and perspective of what it is actually like to talk to me and what I'm thinking about and caring about. So it makes that kind of like nice first impression. It also makes it easier to digest everything we have going on. So a lot of these things to help us grow have been about really refining and buttoning up what we have planned for our next categories, making sure it's easy to be grokked, make sure it's all refined, and we're in a really good space. So the question that pops up next is, what's next for package? I'm really excited because starting in 14.0, that nice fresh number, we're going to be starting a new investigation of our highest altitude users to understand what data they expect to see at the instance level, or even a theoretical workspace level, or at a group level. We want to better facilitate those conversations because a lot of times those users, from the glimpse we've had of research, want a very different experience than an engineer who needs to find a specific package. So we're going to start up some research to figure out that next phase of what we can do and how we can better enable our users. Thank you all so much for taking the time to listen to how we're prepping for growth on the package team. I am really excited to share it with you all. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'd be happy to talk about it. Special thanks to everyone on the package team. It has been great to work with you as always, and this next step and next adventure is going to be really exciting. So thank you.